Yeah, okay, I really need to get a power conditioner for my computer. Yeah. Air conditioning compressor turned off. Um, and that completely knocked out video sync for my second monitor. It made the video sync for the primary monitor flicker, and then obviously introduced that huge fuck off lag to the game. And it's one thing when you can see electrical harmonic distortion affecting your picture, but the fact that it slowed down the computer processing, that makes me worry that there's really ugly noisy power going into it. I don't necessarily know how that translates over to the what the fuck do you call it? Is it a rectifier when it goes from AC to DC? I'm pretty sure it's a rectifier. Whatever's in the power supply is taking 120 AC and making a 12 volt DC. I don't know how much that really cleans up power, turning it into DC. And yeah, harmonic distortion ACs maybe fluttering into that and fucking it royally. Who knows? Well, okay. A good IBW electrician probably knows exactly. And then they probably, without even trying to explain to me what's really happening, immediately just you need a power conditioner. It's I know. Just don't want to spend that kind of money. Just lift the rear axle. I don't need a lifted rear axle right now. There's 10 tons of shit back there. Actually, I have no idea what a kiloliter comes out to, weight-wise and shit, but... yeah, well, I got everything I want. Should get to town already. Fucking... come on, air brakes. Charge. We've got 400 kPa, 500 kPa. I can barely hear the goddamn alarm. Okay, let me locate just a bit so I can hear it better. I guess I should also briefly listen to my studio monitors. Okay, cool. Yeah, the mic's nice and good still. I think the last time I streamed, I fucked up the mic setting, and well, OBS Studio was telling me, oh yeah, this mic level there, you can see yourself talking, yada yada yada. I just muted out to the fucking stream, so it's just me streaming silently. Okay. Fucking air brakes are charged. Ugh. Oops, fucking. Try to paddle shift the wrong fuck off direction. Okay. Good news, good for review. Fuck it. Good enough. Let's do this. To town. Dump some shit. Let's go cycle through 1,000,000 now. Fuck, wait. It's Monday, but... I need to figure out which day of the week they bring bills. As an American, I just assume it's on Friday, but and the fuck if that's the reality. Oh god, what's this? Electric company, okay. So maybe bills are on Monday. I'm fine with that. I just need to know when. That's a fucking more expensive one than I've paid more recently. I'm usually good about keeping it under 200 markup. Oh, which, when I think about it, you look at markup and forget you need to divide by 10 for dollars. When you hear 200 mark, you're like, oh, fucking expensive ass electricity. Come on, it's $20. It isn't too bad. $20 for your electricity for the week? Good enough. Torque out of that. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You're a 405 horsepower diesel. Knowing it's not the horsepower I want right into the torque. Give me all that torque. Listen to that turbocharger sing. Didn't there used to be a turbo gauge on this? I could have swore there was a boost gauge at one point. Although maybe he removed it because basically it's just you watching yourself. You're either giving it a shitload of boost from flooring it, or you're not. And then there's that, okay, the turbo's got to spool up from 1,000 to 1,500. This is an engine that I think is full spool at 1,500. Or maybe 16 or 17, 18 even. Like around here maybe is full spool. And I guess definitely in reality. I don't know how the game is simulating it. Hell, I don't even know if the game's really simulating it so much as, well, the turbocharger plays, and we have a, torque and horsepower curve for the truck that feels realistic. That'd be a really cheap, easy way to not need to really simulate forced induction whatsoever. And I guess, if none of the engine parts are supposed to, degrade or anything on this particular vehicle, why the fuck would you need to simulate the turbocharger? You just need the proper torque and horsepower curve for the vehicle. Although I said, there are probably some interesting under a load conditions that you could be simulating by simulating the turbocharger, but that's getting real scientific about it, and I'm not even sure I would fully, or thinking about it, I don't think I fully grasp the entirety of what additions you'd get out of that. Like, in my head I'm thinking you might be able to, under a heavy load, the turbocharger's already spooled up and there's still enough exhaust gas coming out, you could get, high boost or higher than normal boost at lower RPM just because the engine lugged down. Because I think that's something that sort of happens in reality with variable geometry turbos on diesels. And I'm basing this off the experiences of driving my pickup truck around. But at the same time, it's like, I think those gains are like short temporary things too, because once you lug the engine down, the turbo does start, spooling down unless you're above that threshold of like exhaust gas just going crazy out and spooling the thing. Let's go, Mr. Simpson. Why is my alignment sending me slightly? I'm like full weight. We're not accelerating. Like we should be hitting Governor Springs or getting close to hitting Governor Springs, but no. We were just holding 50 kilometers an hour. It's not even 30 miles an hour. I can't remember, 60 closer to 30 or 35. Just know 90's like 55 miles an hour. And then 100. The important thing is 120 kilometers per hour, 75 miles per hour. And that's like my typical freeway driving speed in the real world. And basically I was driving around in freeways anywhere where it was kilometers. Alright, sometimes I'll go down to 105 because that's the speed limit, or you get those lucky areas where the speed limit's 115 or whatever. But mostly, yeah, I'm cruising 120. Most of the other drivers that were around me were also cruising at 120. When I went to Canada, it was definitely a yes, everybody was driving 120. And I was like, oh, cool. I feel like I can also drive 120 like I would at home, and I'm just going to fit in. In fact, when I was driving through Canada, it was more of a, I feel like if I don't drive 120, super obvious, this person's a tourist, blah, 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 single myself out. Not that, being a tourist, that's not what I care about. It's more just the whole, I don't want to fuck up their flow of traffic just because, holy shit. Oh, shit. Good thing you, yeah, anyways. Canada was nice to drive in. But so was Sweden. Sweden, though. Sure, driving 120 on the main roads. There were some people doing that. But it wasn't so much that everybody was driving the speed limit in Sweden, but it was like everybody was driving 5 kilometers per hour with the speed limit instead of like 10 or 15 kilometers over, 10 or 15 kilometers per hour over the speed limit, which is kind of what I was trying to do. But then as I would join like clusters of traffic, it's like, okay, I don't want to, again, single myself out as the guy who's obviously speeding way faster than everybody. Also, I'm not a citizen in this country, so the fucking speeding ticket's probably way the fuck worse than if I were a citizen. Although I can't really say I don't feel like I really saw traffic cops out on the freeways for sure. Like, it seemed like it was just, a couple people traveling within cities, maybe getting from suburbs around Stockholm into Stockholm. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, sorry. You get out onto the actual main highways running around places, and it was all like tractor trailers, lorries, people moving gear. But then, I was also driving through Sweden, middle end of February, because I was there for Rally Sweden 2019. And it was fun, ice roads. You get the obvious, the locals are like, oh shit, you're from America? You're gonna have a hard time. Start having to explain to them, well, I live in California, near the Sierra Nevadas, so I actually do get to experience some ice roads, not necessarily like yours, but I also learned how to winter drive in Illinois, where there were shitloads of ice roads very similar to Sweden, in the, farm areas of town. It's like, combine your knowledge of driving on snow and ice in the Sierra Nevadas with driving on farm roads that are covered in snow and ice, and it was fine. And it's funny, you tell them, oh yeah, and my great-grandfather immigrated from Sweden to America, and they're like, oh, welcome back. I just wish I knew fucking more speaking Swedish. Probably would make it would just make it way easier in general to try and immigrate back there.